What's that? Now open the question.
All right, Jason, how do you feel the team is progressing on the field this week, and are you happy with the amount of work that is being done?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to the way we've been practicing over the last 12 weeks. We had a great walkthrough yesterday. Installed the majority of offense, defense, and special teams. And today we were on the field for a great session. We felt it went well. I mean, there's at the end, I think we could have finished better. And we talked about that as a team. There's a standard that we practiced at, and at the end of it, it wasn't met. So we've got to stay locked in for 60 minutes in this game. We know that, and in practice, it's no different. It's not how you start it; it's how you finish it. And obviously, you guys understand that. But overall, been very pleased with the week so far. Guys we said at the beginning it was going to be different than the whole year, and I think our guys have adapted very well and are here to work.
Thank you.
No further questions?
One quick I talked to Noel Thorpe about it yesterday. You in on the Tyson videos? You watch his Mike Tyson film sessions with
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fight fan. I mean, that's one of the things I love is the fights. So anything Mike Tyson gets you fired up. So enjoy watching those things and those types of videos. I think they discipline, working for something, and taking it to people and being aggressive is what that's all about, in my opinion. I mean, it takes a disciplined person to box, and it takes a disciplined person to play football. And those types of videos kind of put a great message out there for your team.
Seems to resonate with the guys a bit, you think?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that you can always take something from a video like that. As much as, fighting is an individual sport, there's still coaches that coach you, and there's discipline aspect like no other. I mean, when it's just mono and mono, and our game is mono and mono. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a unit you play with, but you got to win your individual battles, and you got to put in the work to know your job and trust the guy next to you and all those things. But it's still a physical, violent game, and very much like fighting it. So, there are parallels to it. And so anytime you hear a champion talk, in those realms, I mean, it always resonates, I think, with football players and coaches and people that want to be or can be motivated by that.
Thanks.
I was going to, Coach, ask you about your rookie defensive lineman, number 96, DeWall, the progression that he's made this season.
He's made tremendous strides. I think he had a ton of talent. Obviously, one of the reasons we drafted him was the ability that he has. He came in a little bit late to training camp, but he was ready to roll. And watching him progress throughout the season and obviously getting bigger roles as the season rolled on, he's been tremendous for us. Hard worker. One of those guys that has a smile on his face every single day as well. So it's that type of person you want in your locker room. There's a lot of things to love about the wall, and I only think he's going to get better as he spends more time here and continues to work, because that's also what he is about. He's a hard worker, and that's something that epitomizes what we're about. So, he's got all of it: ability, toughness, and effort, and that's the three things we preach to play for us.
Coach, I talked to Tocha yesterday, and he told me a story about two quarterbacks. One of them was Ricky Ray, and the other one was you. And talking about the games that you played and how he really he showed you both respect and was straight with you and talked to you when he made a change. He was talking about a specific game. The following game, you looked at him and you said, "Don't you dare." In other words, don't take Ricky out. That's the kind of dedication to a teammate that I think maybe is something that you look for in your players. Is that part of the character building that you want?
Absolutely. I mean, the team should be the first thing you think about. It should never be yourself. I mean, there's a confidence that has to come with being a professional athlete. There's a preparation that has to come because you have a job to do always. But you should believe in yourself and your teammates, and your team should always come first. So you should do anything for the team. And sometimes, the other guy, you got to, as much as you believe in yourself. I mean, I knew Ricky Ray was better than I was, and he gave us a better chance to win. But I also knew that if I was called upon, I'd be ready to fill that void and try to make him better and make our team, help our team win in any way I could. So I think anytime you have respect for the organization, the team, the coaching staff to make the right decision, and you know, I think, you know, when you say you look for those things, those attributes, really I'm looking for a team guy. I'm looking for a guy that does, you know, everything for the team, but is ready to play and is confident, but can also understand there's tough decisions. There's only 45 guys that can be on our roster on game day. There's only 12 guys that can play at one time. So as much as you may not be satisfied not playing, it's still got to be what's best for the team. You have to have an understanding of that. But ultimately, Danny always showed me respect. And I mean, that's also a two-way street. So he showed me respect, I showed him it back. And I think that's also what you have to keep in mind with players, is I think they can handle bad news if you shoot them straight. But it is I mean, at times it is a business, but you still got to treat them with respect. And, you know, that's, like I said, a two-way street, and something I feel very strongly about from players to coaches.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
You're used to Grey Cups, but as a head coach, I wonder, what is the time management like when your head finally hits that pillow? Are there still things going through your mind?
You know, last night my head hit the pillow and I felt like I slept till my alarm went off, but it was about 45 minutes. So I woke right back up. You know, it's been like that as a head coach, I think, throughout a year. You know, there's times where you wake up at 2 in the morning with the thoughts and things of the team on your mind, and you can't go back to sleep, so you may as well just get up. I think that's just the life of a head coach. I mean, we're always constantly thinking about the team, whether it's motivating them, scheduling things, you know, something that happened throughout the day, a question that was asked, something that's on your mind. And, you know, it's what makes the position unique, is you're in charge of about everything. There's only a couple of guys above you that have a say in what goes on in the football operations and what goes on in that field. So, you know, as a leader, you got to be able to handle that. And with that comes that stressful environment that keeps you up and doesn't let you always have perfect nights of sleep. But I've been sleeping very well. I mean, I love our team. I love how we work. I love our coaching staff, and I love our organization. So, you know, we got a lot of like-minded individuals working together for a common goal. And whenever that's happening, I sleep pretty good.
No further questions?
A lot of the injured players on the around the 6-game list and such were back practicing today. How important is it for those guys to be pushing the quote-unquote starters to be better?
It's important every single day when we hit that practice field that everybody that can practices up to a standard to push each other, to compete. I mean, we talk about this quite a bit. You know, one of the reasons we believe in ourselves is because of the work we put in, and that's everybody. That doesn't matter if you're a practice roster player, a 1-game guy, a 6-game guy coming off of an injury, a starter, any of those things. We don't look at that. We look at your effort on the field. And if that effort isn't to our standard, we talk about it. So everybody should be expecting, anybody that's healthy right now and can play in this game should be ready to play. And we had a meeting this morning where we said that, flat out. Anything can happen this week in practice, anything can happen, you know, during the week. We cannot let each other down. So you have to be studying and preparing like you're playing in this game, whether you think you are or not. And that needs to be the mindset. So when we're on that football field and we're taking a rep, that needs to be your best rep of the day, and it needs to be what you're focused on. And if we're not doing that, we're doing a disservice to the guy next to you, to the coaching staff, to the organization, and ultimately to yourself, because you're not getting yourself better. So, I mean, that's the focus this week. It should be on us as a team, and the only way you can think about the team is doing your job and doing your part, and that should be up to a standard. And those guys, our guys, know what that standard looks like.
No further questions? Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll go with William Stanback.
Yeah.